they use the shit like a condom and throw it as soon as they're done. If you know what I mean. That's literally gacha players. And gacha games are the condom. Dear diamonds and fellow diamonds in the rough, it is no surprise that people are gonna think and say whatever they think about Wuthering Waves' future. I mean, everybody can say something about it, whether it's gonna do great or whether it's just gonna flop and fail. Now, depending on the data that's being presented on us, I think we can all safely say that the game is gonna thrive for a long time. Now, like every other game, it will eventually go down. Like each game, in my opinion, has a peak. And the moment they reach that peak, it is inevitable that they go down slowly. If it's a good game, they go down slowly. If it's a bad game, they just crash and burn like we've seen with Tower of Fantasy. That is the inevitable fate that all gacha games have. No Thanos. Now, according to this man, Vrozent, Wuthering Waves will eventually fail. Okay, we're listening. Show us, man. Show us. What is it?
Be advised, this video is brought to you by a Wuthering Wave shield. A lot of people—
Wait, what? A Wuthering Wave shield? Professional dumbass. Okay, well, good to know. we're off to a great start. If you can't push it, then pull it. If you can't pull it, then make it Okay, bro is wild. Okay.
Wuthering Wave shield. A lot of people have been telling us that the Wuthering Waves will be dead on arrival. And yeah, I think that is true. And what Tecton said about the Wuthering Waves not being dead on arrival is wrong. But we'll get into that later.
Okay, we all know Wuthering Waves had a perfect launch. You may go to Gacha Gaming and think that it is wrong, but no. The game is doing great. The game is good. It's a good launch. It's a good game right now. There's a lot of fixes coming in 1.1. There will be more fixes down the road. Okay, we're off to a great start, man.
So, if this video ever gains some traction—
When people say that shit, it's so cringe. Like, oh my god, if this video ever blows up, can you just say, make sure to like the video like a normal person? Cringe.
Don't forget to like the video, comment down below, and click the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Or sometimes you just forget to say that. I typically say it near the end of the video, which means most people don't even see that, which means most people don't like, comment, subscribe. Imagine that shit.
Okay, fine. Help my brother out by liking the video and drop a comment since it does help in the algorithm. So,
that's true.
I do think that Wuthering Waves is dead on arrival in certain perspective. So here's a funny story. A couple of days back, I posted this one video to YouTube and I got a lot of stupid comments. I kid you not, it is way worse than what I am showing you on screen. And most of those comments are always saying something in the lines of, number one, the compensation that the game gives out is just either bribery or damage control.
Type 1 if you think the compensations are bribery or damage control. Type 2 if you're like, that's just good devs. That's just good devs, man. That's just them being good fucking developers, appreciating the community. They appreciate the fact that we're patient. They appreciate the fact that we're still with them regardless of their little fumbles. What's the problem? Let's admit it, it's a bit of both. This is interesting. Let's admit it, it's kind of both. Okay. Now, every gacha game gives you free shit when you start playing the game. That's a fact. Have you ever started playing a gacha game that at the start of it, you didn't have free shit? Like, they kind of have to, sell you on it. Like, okay, if I'm walking down the supermarket and simply, I'm walking, and out of nowhere, someone tells me, here's a free sample of a perfume or something. Or like, here, have a taste of this product. I'm like, okay, now that it's given out to me for free, I'm considering it. That thing wouldn't have been on my radar at all if it wasn't given out to me for free. So I'm gonna take a taste. Now that I know what it is, I have more chances to actually buy that product that they want me to buy. That's just commerce 101. Like, am I nuts, chat? Type 1 if you agree, type 2 if you disagree. I mean, a lot of the things you wouldn't even consider until they were given out to you for free. And now you can look at them and go, well, you know what? Now that I've tried it and that shit was free and everything tastes better when it's free, fuck it. I'll try it. Why not? For both, well, it's kind of like commerce 101. Like, they kind of have to. Plus, they're good devs. That's what I think. Personally, respectfully. That's what I think, shit. Unlike Genshin 100 primos. I know. Yeah, if we're going to go down that argument of, oh, well, it's because of bribery and just damage control. Well, if we're going to go down that path, well, look at what the fuck Genshin did. 100 primos, bro. 100. It's not even a whole pool. Like, dude, holy shit.
I mean, if Kuro Games saying, yo, we are sorry for you to have experienced some bugs, here's some polls to make up for it, is bribery instead of coming up clean that, oh, I f***ed up, I am sorry, then I think your brain is not functioning properly. Number 2, better rewards does not equate to a better game. While I do agree with better rewards does not make any game better, but here's
True.
a wake-up call for you. That free 5-star selector ticket is what we call a compensation, but that free doctor ratio in Honkai is called a reward. While Genshin, on the other hand, gives chicken meat as their first anniversary reward,
Yes.
and 100 primos, which
Yes.
is less than a pole, as a bug compensation. Number 3, buggy law.
Well, actually, it's good because the fowl actually makes sweet madams, and sweet madams are the best healing item in the game, which means it was a great thing to compensate us for, and it's great rewards. What do you know about it?
Dodge. My brother in Christ, do I really need to? Number 4, wuwa seems desperate. No, they are not. They are listening and appreciating their player base.
Imagine being listened to and appreciated, and you can't even recognize when it's the case. You can't even recognize when it's the case, man. You can't even recognize that you're being appreciated and that you're being listened to and that you're being cared for, because most of y'all are emotionally damaged beyond repair. You're used to sucking the dick out of these fucked up companies, swallowing their cum with a face that smiles at them and go, can I have more? That's literally what you do. You're literally slobbering their shit just so that, oh, please let this continue. I'm nothing. I'm just a pathetic loser that all I can have and deserve is this shit you throw at me. That's all I am. Like, bro, you are something. You deserve more. You are more. Like, bro, damn, can we be treated good? This is like a whole of gaming. I'm not just talking about the gacha aspect. This is like the whole of gaming. Your attention, your money, you logging into their shit matters. Keep that in your mind. Jesus.
Number 5, Chinese players say so.
I feel like CM players are pretty toxic when it comes to Wuthering Waves. I think they're pretty critical. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's not a bad thing, V. Can't we just admit there was some damage control here? Well, there was some damage control, absolutely, but there's a difference between giving you 5 fouls and 100 primos and all the freaking pulls we've got, free 5-star selector, all that. Like, there's a difference.
Back to our main topic. Is Wuthering Waves dead on arrival? The answer really depends on who you are talking to. If you're talking to Genshin White Knight or Hoyo for Shill, then yes, Wuthering Waves is dead on arrival because it is not on the same success level as...
Okay, so I think he's baited at first, but he is pretty logical. I think bro's logical. I think he just clickbaited at first. I'm gathering.
Genshin Impact, since it has performance issues and a lot of minor bugs. But here's what you need to know. Before calling that the problems I mentioned before caused the game to be dead on arrival, Kuro Games only had 2 projects before Wuthering Waves, which is Twin Tail Battleground as their first project.
We've never heard of that.
Punishing Grey Raven
We heard of
as their
that.
second project, which story just got good after chapter 27. While on
Jesus.
the other hand, MiHoYo or Hoyoverse had made a total of 5 games.
Hornyverse,
for Genshin
Jesus.
Impact. Fly Me to the Moon, Zombie Gal,
Never heard of that, never heard of that. We heard of that.
Tears of Themis. Basically,
never heard of
what I'm
that.
trying to say here is that Kuro Games do not have the kind of money and experience that Hoyoverse has, and for your note, Wuthering Waves does not have the COVID bug, so there will definitely be way less people playing the game on launch compared to Genshin. And with all that, you should be able to answer the question, is Wuthering Waves dead on arrival? The answer is both yes and no. If you say no, then you're definitely an intelligent human being.
Yeah.
You should press the subscribe button. If you say yes, I think
Do
you
that.
don't understand what does the word dead on arrival means, and you are a retard. So for you people who kept calling that Wuthering Waves is dead on arrival, let me dumb it down for you so that this become an idiot-proof explanation.
Yeah, so he's okay. Even though we'll eventually fail, the question mark does tell us, you know, he's not serious about it. He had us in the first half. We'll give him that much, but he's not doom posting or anything like that. I think he's just trying to show you what the hell is actually happening.
You see here, Wuthering Waves has reached their 30 million pre-registration milestone. And let's do some of the most idiotic assumption here. Out of those 30 million players, half of them changed their mind and did not even want to play the game. And a quarter of that decide that mint picking is still way better than Wuthering Waves. And here's one last stupid assumption.
Imagine that shit.
Decide that the game is stupidly unplayable because of the bugs and performance issues.
Yeah,
and it's 5 million players left. So here on screen is the...
If anything, I would give the half to how gacha players are. Gacha players are like, they're what I like to call the pump and dumps. You know, there's 2 types of people. People that will make a good relationship with you, whatever the form it takes. Like whatever the relationship is, they will just use you for what they want you at that time, and then they just leave you forever. You just, as far as that goes with those people. And then you have the others that are actually going to be committed to you. They're going to become friends, whatever partner, whatever form it may take. Now, gacha players are typically the ones that just, you know, they're just there. They use the shit like a condom and throw it as soon as they're done. If you know what I mean. That's literally gacha players. And gacha games are the condom. That's how it goes. I'm sorry for the nasty example, but you know it's true. Gacha players are not loyal. Gacha players don't give a fuck. Gacha players are going to use the new toy. They're going to play with it. They're going to use it. They're going to enjoy it and then throw it like the toy that it is because a new one is here. That's how it goes. I don't want to play with you anymore. There we go. Yeah, that's how gacha players operate. So it is just the nature of gacha players for the game to actually start going down because gacha players are not loyal. Hey, ladies, if your man plays gacha games, be warned. I just might break up couples with this one.
Definition of that game. So this might sound like a very stupid comparison, but hear me out. Rainbow Six Siege has 38,000 active players and is never considered a dead game. Siege and wuwa is both an online live service game. The one difference I would like to talk about here is that Siege in its core is a multiplayer game and Wuthering Waves in its core is a single player game. Following
Well, it's because Genshin Impact has millions of players and the fact that Wuthering Waves supposed to be the Genshin killer actually has less than a million means it's a dead game on arrival because Genshin better. Okay, they judge wuwa on Genshin level, right? And Genshin is pretty high right now. I mean, it is falling, but yeah, that's typically an unfair comparison. So yeah, Wuthering Waves is going to do fine. It's going to be fine. It's a game you can invest your time and energy on. It's worth it, in my opinion.
the idiotic assumption I made before. How can Siege, a multiplayer game with 38k players, not considered dead? But Wuthering Waves, on the other hand, a single player game with 5 million players considered dead on arrival. Now let me explain why I think Tectone is wrong. Tectone never said that Wuthering Waves is broken on arrival, and the game does seem broken.
Okay, you already lost because Tectone is never wrong. That is how it goes. Unfortunately, Tectone is just always right. You just don't know it yet. You've already failed. Like the moment you said those words, you've already lost. Bro's wrong by default the moment he mentioned Tectone. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, let's see. wuwa is not dead on arrival. Broken on arrival.
Tectone never said that Wuthering Waves is broken on arrival, and the game does seem broken with all of this login, audio, voiceover, stuttering, and other minor issues. But the question is, does all of that even matter? The game is delivered in, let's say, a cluster of a state. For some people, yeah. But me personally, I never had the slightest thought that all of this is a game break.
I think from all the people I've met playing wuwa, I think a very small percentage are the people complaining that there are issues with the game. Most players are perfectly happy with the state of the game right now. It's okay. Like the game is fine. It's not perfect, but the game is fine for now. And don't forget, we're still in 1.0. It means we still have some time for the game to get even better. Genshin still sucks to this day, and it's been 4 years. Like, bro, I thought you had experience, man. What happened? I think Genshin will stay relevant for a long time because they're ultimately marketing towards a younger audience. So teens are always going to be interested. Yes, same goes for wuwa. Just targets older audiences so they don't really class as many people say. Either won't die because of the other because they target different audiences. True.
Issue because wuwa is still a playable game even in its current state. I know for
most it definitely is. But for some, unfortunately, it's still not playable, which sucks.
that you have heard about this game called Cyberpunk by CDPR.
Okay, let's not even. Okay, that's too extreme of an example. Like Cyberpunk was a disaster. It's got like Ubisoft games like that. Them shit's trash.
Such a meme. That game was stuck in development for 9 years long. It came out with tons of bugs and cars that can dive underground,
Yes.
bust, explode, and killing you in the process, which
Yes.
makes it unplayable to a lot more people than Wuthering Waves. And that is
Yes.
what Dead on Arrival is supposed to be. Now, before
Yes.
you call me stupid in the comments, I'm well aware that wuwa, Cyberpunk, and Siege is 3 totally different games and are even made by different companies. But Cyberpunk and Siege
No,
managed
he's talking the fact that a video game can survive. Like it can survive beyond a rocky start.
to become a really good game after a lot of patches and updates. Now try to notice the patterns here. What does the dev team of all these 3 games have in common that Genshin doesn't even have? If you have a decently functioning brain, you should be able to figure this out in 5 seconds.
And that's a lot of colors. The fuck is this? Back in my days, strips of leather is usually fastened to a handle to create a whip. A whip is used for flogging or beating either a person or an animal, typically a person, by forcefully stimulating their pain receptors, and is said to hurt really bad. Boy, don't I know. Yo, chat, type 1 if you've ever been whipped. Like your parents beat the shit out of you to punish you because you did some shit by whipping your ass. Type 2 if you're like, no, that's I'm too white for that shit. Why is it that we have to say something is like so innocent and shit has to be white though? That's so mean. I had a pan thrown in my head. That sounds like one hell of a mom. One, I'm Asian. You don't need to say one at that point. Just say I'm Asian. We believe you.
Exactly. 2 ears and a decently.
The pattern talking about game has issues, player complains, developer listens, game got better. Yes, simple. That's what Cyberpunk is today. Now, unfortunately, because of rocky starts, they do lose out a lot of hype, which helps a lot with the game longevity. And most importantly, a lot of players just drop it, they get a refund, they just move away.
Functioning brain. So TLDR of this video, I think that Wuthering Waves is not dead on arrival, but it is broken on arrival, which doesn't even matter because I really believe that from here on out, Wuthering Waves can only get better. So
I'm gonna give you another take. I'm gonna give you a better one. Wuthering Waves is as good as a video game can be on launch in today's world. Because if you look at how video games are done today, you're lucky to get a video game that even fucking works. So considering today's standards in video games, I think the game is just fine and has a normal, perfect launch, like I said before, considering today's times. Considering that we have motherfuckers like Ubisoft and EA doing that bullshit they do. That's, am I crazy, chat? Type 1 if you agree, type 2 if you disagree. Am I nuts? Am I insane for this take? Thank you. Thank you. And Sony, I don't know what Sony the fuck are they doing, but if Sony is there too, sure, why not? But yeah, that's my take. I don't think it's broken. I don't think it's a dead game. I think it's as good as a game can be launched in today's world. It is what it is. As the poor state of gaming as a whole, forget gacha, forget niches. It's gaming as a whole. The better a video game tries to be, the more faulty the launch is going to be. That's just a fact. You're just lucky the game even fucking works. Here's an example. Imagine buying a game. You don't even download it for free. At least with Wuthering Waves, you download the shit for free and try it for free. In these games, you don't even play it for free. Look at how much you spend, and in the end, that shit doesn't even work. Imagine that shit.
if you agree with my takes, then leave a like and press that subscribe button.
Well, since I kind of disagreed, I'm not gonna leave a like and subscribe. I'm so kidding. Good video, man. Good video. Wait, I know you. I've seen you before. Oh, I've seen a little bit of this video. You're Box Juice editor. I recognize you. Okay, I recognize you. Oh, the censor effect, the censor sound effect. That's the one Box Chew uses. He's Box Chew's editor. I remember. I know him. Good video, man. Good video. Here's my sub. You fucks with Box Chew. I fucks with you too. I'm a simple man. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am the Tectone Dick Rider. Wuthering Waves is a dead game on arrival. Do you think it's broken on arrival? Or do you think, like me, we're lucky enough that we actually got a functioning game considering what is happening in the industry that is gaming? Especially good freaking video games where you get to do cool, flashy stuff like you can in Wuthering Waves. Let me know in the comments down below. Like, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. See you.